All right, welcome to the first and hopefully the last Let's Answer Flying Brian's Dumb Questions with the Kid and the Clown. I'm Nick Baldwin, the Kid. Joining me is Andrew Lawrence, the Clown. Andrew, how are you?
I feel like because this is a new show, I should have to do the intro. And you better believe
We
this is
can
the last
restart.
episode.
We can restart. Do you,
No,
do you,
no,
if you
okay,
want to
yeah.
restart? Then
Let's restart it. Okay, so hold on. Now I got to come up with an intro. It would be musical if I'm doing it.
I mean, you're pretty creative. You can do
Okay.
that pretty quickly.
Can you hear that? I don't know if the mic's picking that up.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Dumb questions come from Flyin' Brian's brain. Dumb questions come from Flyin' Brian's brain, and we answer them. Boom! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first, only, last episode of Answering Flying Brian's Questions with Nick and the Clown Kid, Andrew Lawrence. Is that the title of this show? Is that what we're going with? I don't know. It was good at the beginning. So this episode is, or this show is basically a extended version of Dumb Questions on our normal podcast, the MMA Circus, which you can find at bloodyelbow.com. Except we're only going to answer Flying Brian's questions. If you live watching this right now want to ask a dumb question, ask us a question at #dumbquestions, and we'll answer it. But it better be good because Flying Brian lays some good dumb questions. He's a composer of great dumb questions. Could you say that, Nicholas?
He's the best. He's the best. And I mean, one reason we're doing the podcast. Well, first off, we screwed up. He sent in like 10 or so questions for the MMA Circus.
I don't feel that bad about it. I'm gonna say
no. I definitely don't either. And I mean, we're making money for doing this from him, so that's definitely a positive.
You can just tell people that.
Well, I'm not going to tell them the figure, but I'll let the people know.
I wish you had asked me if we were going to tell people that. Okay, whatever.
Maybe we should have discussed it off air beforehand, but
we should have discussed a lot of things like the cut as well. I don't know how much of this I'm getting, and I'm worried about me financially right now. So let's just move on.
Yeah, we probably should get into the dumb questions. But briefly, what happened was Brian sent in 7 to 8 questions yesterday. They were in their own batch, and because he sent them in earlier than we actually asked for them via Twitter. So I completely missed them when gathering them when we recorded the show yesterday.
Basically, the one thing we have to do to prepare for the podcast, we suck at doing.
Yeah, we're not too good at that, and we don't prepare anything else. To be very honest, we write down what we're going to talk about, and that's it. We don't write down any talking points.
I don't even do what Nick just said. I just let Nick do it and then steal his notes.
Pretty much. That's why
we miss questions. We're not built for this.
And that's why my cut is like 70% of yours is 30.
Damn. Well, okay, I guess that works out. What I'm saying is we're also looking for interns.
Yeah, we can definitely hire some new either dumb question answerers or askers, either way.
Or just list compilers. If you want to compile lists of things for us to read on the show, you are what we need. You're right for the MMA Circus team, my friends.
We are hiring. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, so let's get into Flying Brian Jeffries' dumb questions. He has a total of 11. And like Andrew said, if you're on Twitter in the comments, just use the hashtag dumb question, and we're not going to wait here all night. We're not going to be here for 3 hours.
In fact, I'm not going to be here for 10 minutes. I'm going to start playing video games in about 5.
I can't blame you. But if you want to ask a question, go ahead via Twitter or the YouTube comments or really anywhere else.
Or just don't.
Or just don't. Don't MySpace it to me. I probably won't get the question in time. But anyways, let's get into.
Did you have a MySpace?
I did not.
Okay, then let's move on. Let's ask the first question. You ask it. What do you got?
First question obviously comes from Flyin.
Don't say that every single time. If you say that every single time, I will storm out of this.
Right. You can follow him on Twitter at Brian J. He says, true or false, Tupac is alive. So true or false, is Tupac alive?
True.
Yeah, I got to go with true. I would believe he is alive. Give me some background info on Tupac though. He's a rapper. He's a rapper.
Are you about to ask me who Tupac is?
I kind of know who he is, kind of not.
Thank you for this. This is a beautiful moment. Yeah, Tupac Shakur is a rapper. Yeah, he's a rapper. He's a rap artist.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll say he's live, but I'm actually looking up on Google. Oh man, I just Googled it, and he definitely.
You had no clue who Tupac Shakur is. That's hilarious.
I knew he was a rapper. I didn't know if he was alive.
How do I describe a thing like Tupac Shakur to a young Canadian fellow such as yourself? He's an American icon. Yeah, he's a rapper. His untimely death kind of immortalized him. There you go. That's how to describe Tupac Shakur.
I mean, he died before I was born, so that definitely plays a part into it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Let's move on. What's his next one in the question?
His next part of the first dumb question here is: a platypus is just a photoshopped beaver.
Yeah, definitely. No, you know what? Funny story about a platypus, right? When homeboy came back from Australia and brought like dead platypuses. Of course, why wouldn't you? If you were the first guy to explore like from Europe, Australia, you'd definitely bring back a platypus, right? And when he did, that's what people accused him of. They were just like, "Nah, you just like killed a beaver and sewed like a duck's bill on that shit. What are you trying to trickster us, telling us you went to Australia?" And yeah, so don't hate on the dude who discovered a platypus. That guy deserves his props.
Who did discover the platypus?
Google that shit. But what I'm telling you is, if I told you get in a wooden fucking ship, be on it for 6 months to go find some island that you're not really quite sure 100% is there, and then when you land there, you're gonna find weird like duck, beaver, possum hybrids. You ain't gonna do that shit.
Well, as far as this question, I don't think it's a photoshopped beaver. I do believe platypuses are real, or platypi. I don't know what the.
I like platypi. We can play that game.
We'll go with that. I don't know. They are real as far as I know. So I don't think it's the Photoshop game here, but I do believe they were created by man in the laboratory with different chemicals. I do believe that is the case. I can't confirm, but I definitely don't believe it is the Photoshop.
I can't confirm that, but I'll 100% believe it. Is that it for the first question? Is it my turn to read a question?
It is your turn.
Why did Maya invite Brown over for a barbecue?
Why didn't it says?
Yeah, why didn't he? I think that was just rude of him. If you're gonna ride a guy's back for 15 minutes, you get close to a guy, you're not even gonna invite him over. Tell him your wife will cook it medium rare, just like the way he liked it.
I mean, yeah, Matt Brown did have to get out of Brazil sooner than later. I don't think he wanted to be attacked for the 506th time.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If Brazilian barbecue is pretty elite, so even if you're like kind of the most hated man in the country and people want to kill you, you still might want to try to slide into a churrascaria before you hit the airport. It's delightful. They come by with the spits and they just keep cutting you meat, as much meat as you want. Sausages, chicken hearts.
I get your point.
It's a wonderful thing.
Barbecue is definitely a beautiful thing, but for Matt Brown in Brazil, I would be worried that some of Maya's friends and family would look at Matt Brown as a threat and just ultimately attack him.
Nah, I think you're good. There's like a universal like peace accord anywhere around like spitted meat and being served meat off of skewers. Everyone is like, okay, respect the meat. Sit the fuck down, have a bite. If you want to murder this dude, at least wait until it's outside. There's the peace of the churrascaria. Sanctuary of it.
All right, let's move on to our next question. We actually have one on the Twitter. It comes from Davey Boy. You can follow him on Twitter at Davey_Boy. He says, will we ever see Tito Ortiz versus Dana White in a boxing match?
Oh my God! If there was a God in heaven, this shit would happen. This is proof, Nicholas, of that God doesn't exist. That we never got to see Dana White box Tito Ortiz. The crazy thing is, I've tricked myself to believe that he might win. Dana.
Wait, Dana? Yeah, Dana definitely has a shot.
You really think so?
He's gaining experience on looking for a fight. Like, he's riding bulls today.
I mean, the older he gets, it kind of looks like Dana would work out for him because he just hasn't took the mileage. But Tito Ortiz fought legends.
Plus,
really fought him. Dana's never fought a human.
You got to remember, Dana isn't subject, as far as I know, to USADA testing. USADA. So
Tito's Tito. But they know Bellator testing, dog. Come on.
What was that?
They know Bellator testing. That's non-existent.
This is 100% UFC 300 material, not Bellator material.
So we gotta sign Tito again. Well, if you're gonna do this, do it as an independent thing, you know. We could Tito Entertainment promoted.
Conor McGregor's Red Penny Promotions, their debut event, that would work.
In my alternate, sci-fi version of the future, like a Philip K. Dick alternate future, it's Conor McGregor Red Penny Promotions with Dana White against Tito Ortiz in the main event of the 200th event. That'd be unreal.
I would pay money for that. I really would.
I would sell my soul to live in that universe.
If you had to bet the house on one fighter or one person, because Dana's not a fighter, well, at least now he isn't. Who would you sign with?
If I had to, and gun to my head, I'm going Tito. I just can't give it up. I can't give up the idea that, because Tito's, if I'm being serious, in the fact that I'm being serious with the fight, it's great.
It's tough to be serious when you come to Dana White and Tito, but it could go either way at this point. Next question, though.
Oh, good God. No, you read the next question.
Oh, I'll read the next question.
Hold on. I got it.
Go ahead.
Back to Flyin, Brian. Is it unfair for superheroes to compete in mixed martial arts, a.k.a. Phil Mr. Wonderful Davis?
Phil Davis didn't look all that great in his last fight, so I'm kind of curious whether or not they actually do have superhero powers. Wonderboy definitely does, but does Mr. Wonderful? Definitely. And that's a tough one to call. Phil Davis, I think, can, but Wonderboy absolutely has some special powers. I interviewed him, as some people know, a couple weeks back. I asked him about that. He did not tell me what specific powers he has. I actually interviewed Phil Davis, gave him the same question, and he told me off the record. But of course, we are being recorded. I can't share that information.
So. We're King Mo marks. I'm gonna go ahead and say that since King Mo has won the Risen tournament, I'm officially 100% King Mo supporter. In fact, King Mo should have got the nod, baby.
I actually didn't, but this is dumb questions. We don't have time to talk legit fights here.
I ain't talking about if freaking Phil, Mr. Wonderful, has superpowers. He ain't super heroic, man. Come on, get it.
Wonderboy is. I say Wonderboy probably shouldn't be allowed to compete, but Phil Davis definitely.
You don't want Wonderboy to compete. He's the true embodiment of Chuck Norris's spirit. If Chuck Norris had died, he would be reincarnated as Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
All right, next question. Still with Flyin Brian, of course. If Conor McGregor runs boxing, hint, 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 Dana White versus Tito, does Roy Nelson run marathons?
Okay. So
basically, you say what's more likely?
Well done. No. I bet Roy Nelson would do surprisingly well in a marathon.
Really? What place, if you had to guess, out of, say...
What do you mean,
how many people
against dudes who aren't training, dudes from the bar, who beats all of them. But, I'm talking about, if he signed up for a marathon, he could probably complete it. I believe that, for some dumb reason. I think that's true.
I honestly, I'm being 100% legit here. I don't think he could. I don't think he could.
You don't think Roy Nelson could run a marathon if he trained for it?
If he trained for it, yeah.
How many weeks do you give him?
I would give him at least probably 3 months, maybe.
I think with a 2-week training camp, he could complete a marathon easy.
I just don't think he can. And again, we're talking too legit here, kind of. But
no, this is not too legit. We're talking about whether or not Roy Nelson can complete a marathon. It's fine.
I honestly don't think he can improve his cardio in 2 weeks enough.
I think Roy Nelson in fight shape can run a marathon, or just complete a marathon. You don't have to do it in 3 hours, dude. I'm saying complete a marathon. He could do it in 8 hours.
Yeah, fair enough. If you're really counting breaks, he can go sit down for an hour, lie down for 3 hours. Yeah, he can definitely complete.
Take a smoke break, eat lunch, regular shit.
walk 100 meters every
No, I
day.
mean, like, I think he could run the race. Not like, he of course,
Right.
people run a marathon. Yeah, I think he could get it done.
Fair enough. The actual question though, we really haven't answered it.
I don't want to answer the regular question. What's the regular question?
I do. If Conor McGregor runs boxing, does Roy Nelson run marathons? I say yeah.
Yes, if both those things are happening. I mean, Roy Nelson could run a marathon pretty easily. He's probably got a couple of dollars saved up. He's been in a lot of big name fights. He could buy a marathon and run it. The Las Vegas, marathon, he could run that, organize it, buy a piece into it. Then he's the king of marathons. Easy peasy. He has a better shot of being the king of marathons than Conor McGregor does of being the king of boxing. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, I would agree. Let's go back to the Twitter. Let me know if you can read this next question or if you cannot. I can grab it. I'll grab it. Also from Dave Boy, follow him on Twitter at Davey_Boy. He says, "Will we ever see Donna 5000 take you on Kimbo Slice 2?"
Oh, once again, if there's a God in heaven, we will. No, we're not going to see that. You can't almost die in the cage. That's like the number one rule. You broke the number one rule, Dada. You can't just die.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but if they do it in Texas or even better over in Japan, I think they can definitely pull it off. I think they can.
The
Your fight just announced that they'll have some news coming up for their next Your Fight 2 card. Right?
No, I didn't think they were going to do it, Nicholas. Yo, how do we get in with the Your Fight people?
We can finally rejoice. Well,
let's talk to some people.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk to some people.
We have to be involved in Your Fights more actively.
Yeah, no. Go down if it's in Japan.
What about Japan? Sorry, dude. I was thinking about Your Fights too.
Kimbo and Data 5000.
Okay, Data 5000. And yeah, in Japan, I don't know. Is the Japanese down for that? I think it should go down in some goddamn basement in Miami, like it was meant to. Forget all this nonsense about Texas. This is a fight for the streets of Miami, and it belongs to be in the streets of Miami. Let's do this. No regulation. Let's just have it on DVD, brother. Back in the day, old school. Come on, man.
Yeah.
By the way, Dada did surprisingly good in that fight. I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah, I agree. I just kind of thought Kimbo would go out there and knock him out.
I was super impressed. That was an impressive fight, if anything.
Yeah, you can't really say you were impressed, but I guess you kind of can just because, yeah, whatever. Let's get the next question here. Let me know if you can grab it.
All right, next question. Back to Blind Brian's questions. What's the opposite of a bloody elbow?
That is a very, very good question. Well, if I wanted to give a boring answer,
dry armpit.
I like it. I was gonna say if I wanted to give a boring answer, I could say a non-bloody any other body part. I mean,
see, like an elbow goes out and an armpit goes in. Like bloody is like wet, and like if you're bloody and you're in a fight and shit, but like if you're like me right now and you're just chilling and you got like the speed stick on, you dry as fuck.
I'll go with the knee. I'll go with a dry knee.
You're just way less creative than I am. Sorry.
I don't know.
Hard for you. All right.
I'm struggling through.
You got the next question?
Flying. Yeah, I got it. All right. Next question. Still Flying Brian here. What?
Bloody Elbow's a weird name for a website, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when I get like I don't know, go out and get a job somewhere on my resume. Oh yeah, I wrote for Bloody Elbow.
And can you explain what you did for Bloody Elbow, sir?
Yeah, no kidding.
I advocated for fights to go on longer when the entire subculture collectively voiced that it should be ended. That's what you could tell them.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Advocate for brain damage.
How much beating did Corey Anderson do at UFC 198?
Not enough. It definitely wasn't 25. It wasn't 15. You know what? If he didn't get dropped and that wasn't in Brazil, or even if it just wasn't in Brazil, shit, Corey Anderson won that fight. Shogun's still an athlete, but like I don't know. I thought Corey Anderson would have enough power to like touch that chin and I don't know. Maybe Shogun's chin was recovered a little bit. He looked all right, or not all right, but I don't know. This fight sucked.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah, I agree with your answer there. He didn't beast enough. If he beats at 25-8, he would have beat Shogun Ahua. So he clearly did not beat 25-8. I'll go with a solid 23-6.5.
Oh, we want to be numerical about this? Okay. I'm going to say that he beasted 13-3. Beasted 13-3.
I like it. He should change his nickname to that. Absolutely. Next question. You got it.
Okay, yeah, sure. I guess I got it. Next question. Describe in your own words what sulfur smells like.
Sulfur. That is a question I will have to sit on for a minute here. If you have a good answer, go ahead and shoot it out.
I actually know, like, I'm pretty familiar with what sulfur smells like.
I have no idea.
There's sulfur in, like, one of the shampoos that the girlfriend uses, and, like, when she uses it, you can smell it. It has, like, that weird burnt ashness to it.
I'll say it smells like a bloody elbow.
Sulfur smells, everyone says it smells like farts, but it kind of smells like a metallic fart. You know, it smells like a metallic. Yeah.
I'm not too familiar.
It smells
with
like robot farts.
Smelling. I'm not too familiar with what.
You've never smelled like sulfur? What's the thing that gives us sulfur?
Maybe I have, but I definitely haven't smelled robot farts.
Well, yeah, we're not far enough ahead in the future for that to be commonplace.
You might be.
Beast in 25-8 would be if he was actually Beast in 25-8.
Yeah, because if he beats that much,
he's folding himself forward in time. He's like Looper.
Yeah, every fight he goes more and more into the future.
And future hims come back and visit him on his fight nights and tell him like how it's gonna go, and that's what fucked up. Like one of his dudes came back and saw him in the locker room and was like, "It's gonna go bad."
Right.
Shook his confidence. So it was like a self-referential loop.
That one guy was Corey Anderson in the future that had already been cut by the UFC.
Yes, you get the plot. I'm glad. Yeah. All right, what's the next question?
Next question. Is Fabricio's goofy face the real reason he lost to Stipe?
Dude, do you know the dude did that exact same thing at the weigh-ins? The Brazilian guy just went,
right.
Miocic!
Yeah, that
was great to watch those weigh-ins. Like, I liked watching them, and like when it's Brazilian eccentric, like, you know, there's like barely a translator there. There's no English speakers on the stage, really. I thought that was fun. But yeah, 100%. That's karma. You can't just be making goofy faces at dudes who are about to fight you. You know what happens in a video on World Star when that happens? That kid gets knocked the fuck out. So sometimes that happens in the fight game too. Can't be that asshole making goofy faces.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just karma, but I think he definitely did jinx himself. I think he just went in there overconfident, was like, here, and then, you know, bad things are going to happen to people like that, overconfident, making goofy faces. Has
Verdum ever done it in the cage?
This was probably the first time. Maybe the JDS knockout prior to that.
Did it in the cage? Oh, he does it afterwards, yeah, when they, like, raise his hand.
No, what I'm saying is, like, all of his knockout losses, which was, of course, the JDS before this, you go back 100%, he made the goofy face before that fight in the cage.
There you go.
It all makes sense. It's all adding up. Next question.
Who is manlier, Latifi or Burt Reynolds? This is like a rapid-fire one, so just go.
Right. I don't know who Burt Reynolds is, so I'll go.
Oh, my God. Burt Reynolds, like the mustache, the cowboy hat, usually driving a car, just being a badass. He had that show with the bear that he rolled around with.
Oh, Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes. I'm glad that's how we got it. Oh, thank God. Oh man, that was great. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit? Yeah. You're the man. So who do you think's manlier?
Definitely Ilir Latifi.
Okay, hold on. I'm bringing up a picture of Smokey and the Bandit just so that I can laugh. Ilir Latifi by leaps and bounds. Ilir Latifi could try to take a picture of him being like feminine and playful and like childlike, and it would still come off as terrifying. he is a man among men.
Yes, and he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time. Not just UFC, actually MMA fighter. So, yeah, you're a manly fighter, or you're a manly person when you're the greatest fighter to ever step on this planet. And he's probably also stepped on other planets like Jupiter and Saturn. So, if you're doing that, you're absolutely the manliest person out there, and especially more manly than this cowboy guy.
Time out. That's Burt Reynolds. Gee, don't fuck around with Burt. Look at that.
Right, I know who that is. I just know him by that movie, though.
Look at that fucking Corvette. That Corvette makes you an inferior man to Burt Reynolds.
But doesn't make Elir Latifi
Hell no, that doesn't touch Elir Latifi.
No, not even close. Next question.
Hold on. Yeah, there's more to this question.
Oh, right.
Would you rather be Hugh Hefner or Dana White?
Unfortunately, I don't know who Hugh Hefner is.
Whoa, come on, dude! What the fuck is going on, man? Hugh Hefner, he started Playboy. He started Playboy magazine.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, at some points in this show, guys, I just get defeated.
So I wouldn't want to be Dana White, so I'd definitely have to be Hugh Hefner.
Even though but here's the thing. I'm gonna make this question more interesting. You either have to be like Dana White and live Dana White's whole life up to now, or you can be Hugh Hefner, but you can only be creepy Hugh Hefner. Meaning you start Hugh Hefner's life when he's like, let's say 50. So you got a couple good years being suave Hugh Hefner, but mostly you're just creepy Hugh Hefner with like a bunch of girls hanging around you only because they know it's a good financial move for him and just sucking off of you like a leech.
For sure. I definitely wouldn't want to be Dana White. So I'll go Hugh Hefner.
Even creepy Hugh Hefner.
Yes, I would definitely choose creepy Hugh Hefner over Dana White. But yeah,
I don't know. I think at that point I'd take Dana White. I don't only want to live a creepy Hugh Hefner life.
The fact that I just found out who Hugh Hefner is might maybe if I learned more about him, then I might change my mind there.
You're right. It's probably always just best to be Hugh Hefner.
Let's go with that.
Last one. Who would you rather hang out with, Snoop Dogg or John Jones?
Well, it depends.
Don't tell me you don't know who Snoop Dogg is.
I do know who Snoop Dogg is. Snoop Lion.
Stayed relevant with the kids.
The thing with this is, are we driving? If we are, I'm going Snoop Dogg all the way. If we aren't, then give me John Jones. I can chill with him. I can hook up an interview with him. I know way more about him. He better either call a taxi or whatever you guys have down in the States. What's that called? The taxi
Uber.
system.
How do you not know what an Uber is?
I've been in one Uber in my life.
Oh, good.
Yes, I've expanded my knowledge just for life, definitely by taking that Uber.
The world is your oyster, Nicholas.
So, what was this question again?
Who are you hanging out with, Snoop Dogg or John Jones?
Well, it depends if I'm driving or if anyone's driving.
So basically, always John Jones unless it's by a car. Yeah,
that's exactly. I will assume we're not going to drive, or else he'll call an Uber or taxi, so I'll go John Jones.
You got a long-winded answer to that just because you want to hang out with John Jones. I'm hanging out with Snoop Dogg. Figure there's no repercussions. There's no Christianity going down to Snoop Dogg. He's used to having an entourage around. He's used to having liquor on the ready. Used to having, blunts on the ready. Used to having a party. Good time. Good, attractive women around. I'm going Snoop Dogg 100%.
All right. We have a question via the Twitter. Comes from Zach Bellica. I guess. You can follow him on Twitter at ZBellicaRL. He says
$5 for that plug.
Yeah, as a follow-up to this question, he says, who the fuck is Snoop Dogg and why are we driving?
Yeah, that's a good the second question's good. The first question, like, come on, you gotta know who Snoop Dogg is. Google that shit, man. He's the thing. He's a force of nature, for Christ's sake. And he has some sweet ass music. Go Spotify Snoop Dogg and listen to like the 10 best songs he has. And especially that Neptune's produced songs. But anyhow, why are we driving? Where do we have to go? You just have to hang out with these people. Why do you assume we're driving anywhere?
Well, it's just a possibility. Maybe we're driving
How long are
to
we
a
hanging out
place.
for?
I would imagine maybe 3 to 4 hours.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we want to get a bite to eat or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to go to some, I don't know,
But
location. I
what if
mean,
it's
I
a
can't walk.
barbecue? What if we're popping off like on a party situation, huh?
Well, we don't all live together. Someone has to drive. Someone has to get to the barbecue.
That's a good point. You'll probably meet him
It's a
at the
very.
barbecue, though. You each have your own car. Come on. What the hell, man? We don't got to ride together.
I mean, I can't drive by myself right now, so I need John Jones to drive me, and there we go.
There's always a third wheel.
There is. Question from Flying Brian on the Twitter. He's asking questions to his own show. He says, which martial art is superior, yoga or pilates?
Pilates?
Pilates.
Oh, the best. That was great. Thank you for that question, Flying Brian. You made this show. It's so much better when he's pronounced Pilates as or Pilates as Pilates. That's so funny. Ugh.
Right. What is Pilates, by the way?
Pilates is an exercise regimen of like stretches and
Okay.
plyometrics
So it's
and
kind of
body
like
mass
yoga.
things. Yeah, except there's like equipment involved. You actually like there's a whole big thing.
You're not just the dumb questions master. I'm not just the dumb questions Padawan. You're also, of course, the master of yoga. So
Yes.
you take this question: what is better?
Oh, yoga's infinitely better. If for combat reasons, definitely yoga. Yoga's going to make you more flexible, more aware of your own body and space. So I've actually thought about developing a yoga program for fighters. Imagine, you're in a fight. It's really important for you to control your breathing, control your heart rate, stay calm, and inside the moment. That's what yoga's all about. Is like finding that peace of mind. The problem is you got to learn how to do it in a ring while moving and while having someone try to kill you, which yoga doesn't really have. But how are you going to do it in that high tense situation if you can't even learn to do it just like when everything's chill and quiet and peaceful? Boom.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, can you grab the next question? No one's on Twitter yet. But just the normal questions.
If Anderson Silva were a superhero, what would his catchphrase? What would be his catchphrase, and who would be his nemesis?
Well, his nemesis would definitely be USADA, and his catchphrase would obviously be "is normal, is
Yeah,
normal."
it's normal. Hey, it's normal. I like it to fight him. Me and him, we respect each other, but in the cage, it's nothing. It's all the same.
His nemesis could be the guy from Taiwan or Thailand or wherever he got the substance from.
Glass of milk. You need to get that calcium in him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he has like 3 nemesis here. He has a glass of milk. He has USADA, and he has the random dude from Thailand. Or did I? Thailand? Yeah, that's how you say it. Taiwan or whatever. The guy that basically made him pop for steroids.
How legendary is Anderson Silva that as soon as he got popped or accused of steroid use at all, he just straight up said, he just straight up said my dick doesn't work, and looked at us all and was like, call me out on that, and everyone was like, we'll kind of give you the pass, Andy.
Yeah, I still have yet to watch that Nevada commission meeting with Anderson Silva.
You call yourself a journalist, bro.
Yeah. Gotta miss those.
You want to be a fucking MMA journalist, bro. Last question?
Oh, last question. Man, we're going down. This might be the last one. I think Flying Brian has some more on the way, so we'll see. Flying Brian, last question for now. He says, were the burrows in New York dug by gophers?
Yes. Dutch gophers.
Explain what the burrows in New York are.
No, we've done this before on the show. We've done this before on the show.
No way.
We've never described like what the 5 boroughs of New York are. Explain them to you in detail. Come on, bro.
I thought he meant physical burrows. Is that bad? Is that something?
It's at the end of the show because I'm gonna go crawl inside of a hole and just die.
And play Skyrim, of course.
Yeah, I got a good half-hour Skyrim in me before I gotta do shit.
Yeah,
and you guys are cutting into the Skyrim time. This is the only time I'm alone in my life, man. Come on, I'm surrounded by women all the time. Help me out.
Yes,
trying to play video games.
And of course, you know, he has supper on the stove right now. His house is nearly burning down. We gotta run. I think that is it for the dumb question. So I'll just give one more look on the YouTube comments.
There's nothing. It's time to say goodbye to the people because there's no more questions. Thank you for asking them if you did, but if you didn't, go fuck yourself. But if you just watched without asking shit, I still appreciate your involvement here. Peace, Nicholas. We out.
I think we are out now, Andrew.
You gotta end on a musical. That is like the moment, bro. Come on. I just freestyle musical to you, dude. Come on.
Yeah, you can do it again. Relax, as Anderson Silva would say. Relax. Okay, let the people know where you can find yourself.
Yeah, find me on Twitter at the Clown Kid. You can watch my post-fight show on YouTube. It's Before the Bald Man Speaks. Go to YouTube, type in Before the Bald Man Speaks. All those words. Remember every single one of them. Spell all of them correct, and you have unlocked yourself to the world of Andrew Lawrence post-fight shows. I broadcast after every single UFC main event, and I usually have some sort of guest to goof around with. If you like this, you'll probably like the MMA Circus. And if you like this and watch this without knowing what the MMA Circus is, that's bizarre. But definitely follow that podcast because it's basically this. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what the MMA Circus is, well, first off, shame on you. Go on bloodyelbow.com right now and check out our 59th episode, the MMA Circus, out every Wednesday morning. Like I said on Bloody Elbow, this past weekend we had Georgie Canyon on the show. He fights Pat Curran this weekend at Bellator 155. Titan FC flyweight prospect Jose Shorty Torres and the Titan FC featherweight champion Andre the Bull Harrison. So what we do on the show,
that. What we really care about is next week's show. Next week's show, we are going to be giving our hypothetical lineups for Your Fight 2, the most important sporting event in 2016. Be ready for that, people.
And again, if you don't know what the show is, at the end of each show, dumb questions we answer. Any ones we get on Twitter, send them our way.
We will forget yours. We won't answer yours.
We'll try to get it, but as you can see, we're not too good at collecting them. We'll miss maybe a dozen or so. If we're unlucky, and we're probably not going to do another show like this. I know if you guys want another show like this, strictly
I'm not
dumb questions, we'll find a replacement. But I'm definitely down if you guys if you guys want to listen, we'll do it.
Bye. Say goodbye to the people, Nicholas. Bye.
Seriously, yeah, just let us know.
Let us know.
Hear this again.
We love you. Thank you, guys.
I have a great idea. We should dedicate each episode to a new person. So this one was.
Ooh, I like this. Yeah,
and
let's
then the next could
be. Brian. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, story of Flyin Brian. You can now only ask questions for the MMA Circus.
No, from the other side because he's departed.
Anyways, follow me on Twitter at NickUFC, my writing bloodyelbow.com, MMA Circus on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, everything like that. Go rate us, reviews, 5 stars only. We don't take 1-star reviews. Not that we expect any. Anyways, I'm the dumb questions Padawan. Oh, I gotta ask you. Have I upgraded? Has my Padawan status? No. Still, no. You're the master. I'm still the Padawan.
Many years of being a Padawan, and then you become the master of the dumb.
I'll aim to become a master, maybe a Jedi. I don't know how that'll work.
All should follow. All follow the path, whether they know it or not.
3 more episodes, and I'm definitely not a Padawan. But with that, thank you guys for listening in to this first and probably last edition of Let's Answer Flyin Brian's Dumb Question. Maybe next week we'll have Let's Answer Daniel Levy's Dumb Questions. Who knows?
Say bye-bye.
Keep us on, follow us on Twitter, and we'll let you know. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. With that, we're out.
Peace.